Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the Tangle Inaflux from CZT Debbie New. Okay, this is a cute tangle. It's on the flowery side and just really neat. Now, if you are following my videos every day, number one, thank you and congratulations. Because I think this is like day oh my gosh, we're like at 490 or something like that. I do have a list of daily tangles, and that's what these are for. I share this on uh, Tangle Addicts community Facebook group, and then of course I post them here. So I do have a list on my website. You can go there and just look for where it says daily tangle, and you'll see the entire list. A lot of fun, a lot of fun. So I mentioned this one yesterday because we used it in our tangle time, and we paired it with the tangle Cinco, and I'll show you that later. So this is a neat one, and as the name suggests, uh, the flux shape is in here. Now, if you have no idea what the flux shape means, then don't worry about it. It is it's not the it's not and nothing to do with the flux capacitor. Although I'm just thinking that would be a really fun tangle to figure out and use the shape. um, and if you have no idea what I'm talking about, well, search for Back to the Future, and then you'll understand. Um, and if you understand, then you're laughing anyway. All right, so this tangle starts off with the flux shape, and if you, like I said, if you don't know what that is, one way to think of it is like a tethered orb, and I'm just going to put it right here, and I love that term because it fits. So it's like I'm tethering the orb here, and then the orb is swinging out up here, and then it is returning back to home base right there. You could also think of it as a teardrop or whatever, but if you're a person like me that has no drawing or art skills, sometimes being able to visualize, okay, I'm drawing an orb, but I'm tethering it here. Sometimes those visuals help. All right, and I loved it when I heard that one. Okay, next is we're going to essentially use the hollabow technique to draw another one, just a little bit bigger than that. And the hollabow technique, hollabow is a tangle, and if you search my channel, I have a video on that. But it's the art of drawing behind. But this one, I mean, we're not gonna do it as the hollabow technique. But if you picture that, it's helpful. All right, so this we're gonna go just to the, let's see, this is the right, just right of the center, and I'm gonna draw another similar shape, coming like the same, and then landing back on that same point. Kind of looks like a half heart, also. But you can kind of picture the bigger shape, kind of going behind there. That's what we want. And then, I'm going to try to do this. Always when I'm doing it the opposite way, I have a challenge. And let's see if I can get it better. No, maybe not. It's all right. Sometimes you have to play with your position of your tile and your hand and all of that just to get it comfortable. Okay, next step is the same. And so these, again, if you're following, these first three steps are similar to, save one step. They're similar to the first few steps of Cinco, which we did yesterday. All right, so this one, and about halfway or so, it just depends. Same idea. This one I'm going to try it just straight up right here. Sometimes, yeah, it's okay. That's pretty good. Okay. Then this is more of the flux shape that I'm familiar with, and that is this. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to have it merge out of this line, and I'm drooping it down, kind of hanging over this one like so. But maybe just shy of center, okay? And then on the opposite side, same thing. And of course, you can, play with this. And so you leave a little bit of opening because we're going to repeat that right above it. And again, just kind of drooping it down into that center, like so. Then the last step is up to you. If this is kind of the play steps where you can decorate. So what I liked that Debbie did on hers, Let's draw some fine lines, and I'm just very lightly touching the pen to the paper. And I like doing these kind of lines because they don't have to be straight, and like that one just kind of ran into, you know, the one next to it, and it ends up okay versus making very deliberate lines. Okay. And then she even put a little orb kind of up at the center just to kind of finish it off. And flux, we usually, if this was just flux, like we would put orbs in. So you could put orbs in the center if you wanted to. Really, really neat. Now, let's see. Uh, oh, some shading. Now, let me share something while I locate my pencil. There it is. It gets camera shy and it likes to hide every so often. Now, in the decorating phase, you can basically do whatever you want. I already mentioned in here you could fill that in solid if you wanted to, or do the lines or do orbs as I mentioned. Um, you also, oh well, wait before I do that, I'm gonna add my favorite flux shape of all time, or the like Tangle enhancer, and that is the line dot dot. It's just the coolest thing since sliced bread. And you can even do that up here. Could put more than two if you wanted to. Kind of do this, and I like to, maybe follow the curve a little bit. Okay. Oh, that looks so neat. Then, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. I had some thoughts in my head, but so I'm putting some graphite on the outside of these, so it kind of makes them look tucked. You could just do the whole shape if you wanted to. That would look neat. It would give the whole thing kind of a rounded effect, a rounded look. And this also is similar to, if like I said, if you watched yesterday, it's similar to the shading that we did yesterday. You could even like just put some coming here out at the bottom, and maybe some at the top. That could work as well. Ah, I like to. That just gives it dimension, and I think that that's really really neat. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to put some graphite around this whole perimeter. And I'm not going to bring the graphite out too much because it's kind of nice to have a little bit of the original tile color in there, so it gives it a little something. But even if it's all the way shaded into gray, that'd still be okay because it's supposed to give the impression of being deep, and that gives it that impression. Having the little bit of white behind it, you know, kind of gives it a bit of a reflection or a shine, which is cool. All right, and then here, let's do this. Let's put a little. I was just trying to use what was left on the tortillon. That adds to it. Oh, gosh, that turned out neat. Now, let me share one additional thought with you. Well, and I can just let you play. One of the things that's neat about this is, well, here's something else. So if you wanted to play, you could add, if you wanted to, a stem. You can add some other things to it. Actually, let me do a couple of these just so that way it just looks so lonely, doesn't it? Um, let's do one here. I need to kind of do it in the middle, don't I? Yes, I do. All right. You could also leave out the last, and that was something that we played with yesterday. Is just doing three, and then adding that flux in, like so. We'll do it again over here because that way, and then who knows, I might tie them together somehow. Let's see. So again, one, and then we're just doing the sides once. And so if you want to have a little bit tighter and smaller Inaflux, that's what you could do. And then also, just I haven't come up with a name for this. The flick, because that's what I'm doing. I'm pulling my pen up, but I'm lifting it up as I'm drawing it across. So it's not, like, this is deliberate, and you can see the difference. This is nice and light, and this, has a very definite end point. And so that's kind of neat. And then you can kind of, and I always want to do it fast because I feel like there's a motion behind it, and I don't have to. It's just silly. so so anyway, so you can have some extra fun with that, and again, you can fill these in however you might want to. When we paired it with Cinco, and the other one, let's see, I'll just show it. I did them really tiny here in the center because Cinco was the showcase. But this one I did some down here, and then up here at the top. And so it, like you said, it pairs nicely because the first few steps are similar. So I thought, gosh, that looks like a bud of this. Why not just pair them up? So anyway, really really neat tangle, but neat in its own right. Do take a look at the information section so you can take a look at Debbie's work, because she does a neat thing where you could do this here and then start another one here. And so she created what looked like an enormous flower, but had four of them, like this. And you had to look, it's like, is that the same tangle? Oh my gosh. And it's like, oh yeah. And then you're like, how'd she do that? Oh, that's how. If you don't know the steps, which of course the steps were right next to it, so it was easy. But anyway, um, I'm being silly. But yeah, neat tangle. And do take a look so you can get some extra ideas on how you can use it. Um, let's see. So if you enjoyed the video, would love to have a thumbs up. Feel free to share it. And if you liked it enough and you are not yet a subscriber, I would love it if you would be a subscriber to the channel. That does help me out quite a bit. And let's see. Again, in the description section, you will find ways to connect with me. That's below the links to the step outs. Also a link to the Facebook group. So if you happen to be on Facebook and want to join our community, would love to have you. Just as a warning, I have a couple like required questions for membership, and so I do take a look at that. So because I like to set a nice tone for our group. So I think that's it. This was so much fun. Oh, it was saying if you want to join for a Tangle Time where we have fun creating things like this and this, then you will want to connect with me on classes and join us sometime. We do have a great time and create wonderful wonderful works. So with that, thanks so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.